Nice new part to start. We'll do another front line in there. That's what Alexander will have. We'll give you adaptable. That's going to be a good one to get. Can we give Gleb anything? Not quite yet. But national unity. We're a little less than 2 years away from our next step in unification. So we'll go ahead and start on... The proletariat nation. At the heart of order socialism lies the Russian worker. The proletariat is and always will be the most important aspect of order socialism in all of Russia as a whole. After all, Russia is the birthplace of the revolution of socialism as a viable ideology. We must cling to this identity, even in the face of a repressive German and Japanese empires. The conspiracy of international capital against Russia will be avenged, but only through faith in Russia and the party can this be achieved. Okay, early industrial robotics. We can get a operative. We'll get Vladimir Budinoni. Where can we send you, Vlad? We'll build an Intel network in Omsk. Resource extraction? Nah, that's not the most important thing we can focus on right now. Better artillery, that's probably a good one to get working on. Better agricultural methods. For this bread we thank thee. Beautiful. So we got the proletariat nation. Next, let's do the moral code of the builder of order socialism. Number 1, loyalty to order socialism and love of the Russian motherland. 2, conscious work for the good of society. One who doesn't work doesn't get to eat. 3, care for the collective property, as well as the multiplying of this property. 4, high consciousness in the social responsibilities and intolerance to the violation of a social interest. 5, collectivism and camaraderie. One for all and all for the party. 6, humane relationships between party members. One party member is a friend, a comrade, and a brother to any other follower of order socialism. 7, honesty, ethical cleanliness, as well as simplicity and modesty both in public and private life. 8, mutual respect for the family and care for the upbringing of children. 9, intolerance to injustice, social parasitism, unfairness, careerism, and acquiescence against our own peoples. 10, loyalty between all the nations of the USSR to Russia. 11, intolerance to the enemies of Russia. 12, brotherly solidarity to all Russians within our nation. Okay. Comrades, today, workers, have we not seen the true face of imperialism? Yes, my friends, today I speak of international capitalism in its most savage and unrelenting form. All of us were brought here by the winds of fate, but it was fascism that channeled those winds and brought the Union down from atop our heads. We all remember the days of fear, the days of the swastika and the Boka. Now I ask, why was it the German that brought Russia to ruin? Why was the German form simultaneously so coarse as to drive all destruction before, and so strong it managed to blight half of Russia before it was stopped? More importantly, have we ever heard so much over the years as to the Americans and their favored fabled salvation and bombs and planes. Why was it that these so-called Americans are worshipped when they have never even stepped foot in the Rodina? The answer is simple, and I believe it lies in the same ethnogenic patterns that have borne our true and perfect worker state into being. The Americans, the Germans, they are not, as some would believe, in perpetual conflict. No, the capital parasites that govern the American economy would gladly have us lap up the lie that their so-called liberalism is in conflict with fascism, so much so that they would see it destroyed everywhere. What nonsensical rhetoric from such a mighty nation. No, the real and perpetual enemy has been bred into the very genes, the codes of life that govern America, Japan, Germany. The monstrous capital fascists of the world are immune to mercy precisely because they are by nature incorruptible from their original form. Yes, I say to you that these three wear different masks, but the same beast holds all their faces, and their tongue drools with anticipation for the destruction of the Russian state. We will endure these monsters and the false prophets too. My throat kind of hurts from that. What are you going to do? Other than denounce America, of course. What are these guys up to? Cosmetic reform shall be made to our government. Alright, Germany's going after Josias. Comprehensive strategic analysis. Let's do that. The moral code of the builder of order socialism. We could do the Mamlukization, maybe. Capital punishment. Yeah, let's do it. One must be organized in every endeavor one embarks upon. In this case, we shall start with a list. The list will start small, but slowly. As we hear or notice things about the people working in the government, that list will grow. These things may be relatively minor, like the use of certain words, or maybe a manner of speech, to egregious things, like professing an interest in a reactionary ideology, or even questioning the great Serov. Once that list is complete, we will create another list. This list will have the names of all the people about whom we have noticed things. That list will be handed to a military officer, and then we will no longer have to worry about such people. Easy enough. Okay, so we're right-leaning, so we're getting some fascist and some National Socialist support. And we now... Okay, the authoritarian socialist path has changed. And Serov is the leader now. Okay. I remember reading something like that. That's making sense. This isn't... Everything I kind of heard about is kind of coming together. Okay, what? National service programs. Actually do that. That'll be good. Can we actually get some stuff building? Yes, we can. Thank fuck. Dialectics of masses. Our ultimate goal must be, above all things, to serve the people. And in order to serve the people, we must understand what the people want. To that end, we will create mass party organizations with which we shall engage the general populace. These organizations will penetrate society, bringing vast sections of society into the party's net, as well as allowing us a view into the conditions and circumstances in which our people find themselves in. The information we gather will be used to create a plan of action based on these ideas and concerns of the people rooted in order socialism, with the intent of relieving any problem they might have. Hopefully, this will strengthen the party's relationship with the masses. Carrot and stick. 21 June, 67. Damn, we'll have this factory out soon. Digging the music. Open the music player. Cloak and Dagger. Damn, this slaps. Sounds very Mass Effectian. Like the intro track. When we're finding out the Reapers are coming. Oh, okay. Ooh! Damn. Lvov waited in line outside the benefits office, almost beside himself with joy. He waited for this for the first time since he met the General Secretary. Before he was anything but a passionary left-winger, but with funny ideas. And at last the promise was in sight. He remembered the dispassionate speech of a GenSec like was yesterday. He had spoken of a future with land-bred and solidarity for all, and unlike the others, he seemed to believe in the peace he spoke of. It was all catnip for Lvov, who hated the sight of guns since his father had perished in the fall of the Union. The errant rabble, who called themselves the left, hadn't been any more convincing than the drooling reactionaries they opposed at this point. All and sundry they'd seemed determined to march into the sunset, toting a gun in one hand and their enemy's skull on the other. Only General Secretary Serov had promised true peace, true unity. And Lvov knew, with all the quiet absolutism of a true believer, that Serov would deliver. And he hadn't, hadn't he? The People's Provisional Package was blared on every loudspeaker in the country, inviting the true sons of Russian soil to take what was owed to them. Minimum wage, healthcare benefits, even what they called unionists without unions. TARDIS, how are you doing, man? Shit, it's been a while. How are ya? The unionists without unions. All that could be claimed with the verification of citizenship. The Red Plenty was here, and Lvov was relishing every minute of it. His cue numbered echoed from the receptionist's table. As Lvov approached the little booth, his knees nearly gave way from giddiness. Smiling, he says, "Thank you, welfare officers. Where can I collect my card?" The receptionist shrugged. "I'm sorry, sir. We went for your records. Says here you're the son of an Armenian. Security concerns and all. I'm sure you'll understand." She waved towards an exit. "Next!" His smile crumpled slowly, like a wilting flower. Damn, haven't the Armenians had it enough? God damn. That's... Okay, we'll get the basic artillery coming in now. Follow that up with some 50s artillery armament upgrades. It's a weird-looking TNO. Russia looks almost... Yeah, Russia actually is, in a halfway... Arguably halfway decent state. The path we're going down right now is kind of one of the cursed ones, but it's more organized, at least. We'll put it like that. It is more organized. Shit, what do I want to do next? We'll do the guiding star. Ivan Serov is the axis upon which our state spins. He is center stage, the leading man, the guiding light towards which we all gravitate. Sadly, not all see our leader the way we do. Some see him as a tyrant, a monster, even insane? What? We must do our part to rectify the hearts and minds of these people and expose the truth about Serov to them. Posters will be printed and hung up, hymns written and sung, and monuments built and dedicated to him. All will know and not acknowledge his greatness, and those who don't or refuse to will simply no longer be allowed to be part of a nation. Yeah, the writing's fucking great. Probably my favorite part of the mod. It makes me feel like a piece of shit for playing this right now, which it's doing its intent purposes. Now, of course, the game is a little the mod. I think there's a patch or something in between the save because old Nixon is still in charge. Old tricky dick. The people are rioting right now in the streets, too. That's not... It's not good to be America. And they still have Jim Crow. ALV, what's up, man? Man, we're having a party all together. We got TARDIS, we got ALV. Hell yeah. I'm good, man. How are you? No, not Wales. Yeah, sorry, man. Wales is going. I'll pull up England in a second. The hand in a velvet glove. A state lacking the ability to control its people lacks the ability to be a state at all. We must expand our network of informants and agents in order to match the pace at which our nation is expanding. Western Russia houses a lot of people, many of which may harbor ill intent to our benevolent regime. In order to mend this, not only must our clandestine agency grow in size, but must grow in influence. Our officers and agents must become more active and involved. There should be an officer in every school and an agent in every home. Such a presence will take time and effort, but the results will be well worth it. After all we do for the people. Of course. I see you're playing Nixon. Yeah, old Tricky Dick is still hanging on somehow. And I don't know how, other than the game being broken. But yeah, looks like old Margaret Thatcher has capitulated the Welsh Union. Not good. Not good at all. Ooh. Though Russia remains suspended in anarchy, it's through teamwork that we will escape this dreadful era. Warlords from all different backgrounds await our message. Some may wish for our painful demise, others may wish to seek a form of friendship. Others may only want diplomatic relations with other Russian powers to see how they are holding up. When our potential most valuable ally lay on the other side of Europe, our only option is to extend our influence into Russia itself. They'll have to find other... We'll agree to establish diplomatic relationships, I guess. Yeah, I'm playing Serov. I am playing good old Ivan Serov, who doesn't have a description, sadly. Oh, better industrial equipment. Goddamn. Yeah, Durlvanger is fucking dead. Though I don't know if it was a bullet or a sun gun or the SCP Foundation taking him. I don't know how exactly he died, but they capitulated. Orsk is dead. His cringe ordered socialism. Hey, listen, partner. That doesn't sound like you're going within the party line. I might have to take some action if you keep up that rhetoric, if you catch my drift. And I just realized I'm late enough that people in Europe can, like, wake up and start watching. Damn. Whew. And I'm probably not quitting anytime soon because I need to finish up the session before the patch for YouTube. So, man, I'm in a bit of a conundrum. A bit of a pickle. We'll do the party order now, I think. Without a clear leader and structure, we cannot hope to succeed in our goals of reuniting Russia and bringing it to the future. I mean, fluffy unicorn that poop rainbows. Exactly. Exactly. A good, beautiful Russian fluffy unicorn. Without a clear leader and structure, we cannot hope to succeed in our goals of reuniting Russia and bringing it into the future. The party will be reorganized into a single centralized mechanized apparatus from which all orders will come down. The lower echelons of the structure will be most directly in contact with the populace and will work towards implementing any laws or orders, effectively acting as a bureaucracy. The upper echelons of the party will culminate in our leader Serov, who will assemble the data and ultimately make decisions based on said information, ultimately acting for the benefit of Russia, of course. What are we lacking here? Artillery. That's the main issue. We need to get building more artillery. Let's see. What else do we have to... I have a feeling research facilities are about to improve soon. Yeah. Industrial bases about to follow. Speak of a devil. France goes into isolation. You know, I can't say I blame him. Poor... Is he now... Serov? No, he's not a simp for Germany, but he's a simp for the German ideology, if that kind of makes sense. Not Nazism, but National Socialism. France is being led by a chair. No wonder they want to be left alone. France is AFK. Oh, God. Yeah. How's that? I think there was enough... Italy is still working. Algeria had their little event. Takagi got elected into Japan. Though it looks like he's lost all his popular support. So I have a feeling Order 44 is coming soon. Nixon is still in charge though, and we have all these guys in Africa. I can imagine France's chat right now is le chat stream Poguer. I can see that, yeah. These stupid Germans, they think that they can. We do not need anyone leading our country. We had that happen before, and look what happened. We've been constantly beaten down. Maybe it's best that we just let the chair lead us. A chair can probably do a better job than Pétain or de Gaulle. Speaking of which, how is poor old man de Gaulle? He's literally too angry to die. Also, I'm pretty sure that the anarchy, the nations are supposed to be popping up. I think this save is a little bit broken. But, hey. The new patch is coming out tomorrow, so be it. The Russian Order Socialist Party. Its names were many, half springing from insult, half from dreams, seldom gathered as one. The harvest of the Republic's factories and government postings were many, but the workers were few. Precious little time cannot be afforded for the frivolity of mass gatherings, certainly not in the present circumstances. Is it a major patch or art? It's a major patch. It's, Hans, is that Hans? Is that Cher menacingly rolling towards us? Oh, Shiza. It's a cutting room floor, so they're adding... What, they're adding England... they already added England. They're adding Hydric. They're adding a couple of reunifiers that didn't get content initially. I know, Novosibirsk is getting their patch. People's Revolutionary Council. Magadan is gonna get their rebel path. Ireland is getting a path. They're adding some new stuff too. I think 100-day focus tree for the 1972 presidential elections, including the candidates, including fucking Yaki and Hall. So that's kind of cursed. So we'll see what happens there. Precious little time could be afforded for such the frivolity of small matters. Workers, Soviet nations. Not the little shitty anarchy guys, but these guys are. The ones that have a bit of Mongolia and Tanutuva. I'm excited for when they finish Norway. The tree is done, but it doesn't really do anything. Yeah. I know they were going to add it to the new... It was originally going to be in, was it Europa's Narben? The update after this, I think. But I think they're replacing that content with Poland. Which we'll see how long that lasts for poor Polska. Anyway. But some things are unavoidable. Frivolity mass gathering, certainly not in the present circumstances, but some things are unavoidable and important enough for the party to address. So a working holiday was declared and the various congressmen and the workers' councils convened. Serov gazed at them. Talent, certainly, but unpolished. Blunt and dull like steel that had been left in dank air too long. Edgeless. It would take work to weave them all into a knife worth wielding. And if he wanted to succeed, he'd have to start now. He asked a simple question, left it hanging in the air like a noose, an invitation. Does anyone know what their superiors have done this last month? Their subordinates? Into the deafening void that followed it, he began to drill the principle of mutual knowledge over and over, just like he'd been taught by the academy, into their heads. Simple, repetitive motion. It was almost like the conditioning techniques his commanders had speculated about using. This time, however, there would be no time for trial runs. Serov began his next move. Raising a piece of paper, he began to read the names. The loud, the outspoken, the complainers, the whiners, and the fearful. They were, he said, welcome to leave, but should they say, they would be honed in to something better. Something better, something greater. Demotions, of course, would follow, even revolutionary criticism, but the new departments would be livelier than ever. The vitality that swarmed through the party would be one of unity, not swarming fragmentation. they would learn to love it, this unity, this discipline, this oneness, no matter how long it took to teach them. Alright, so I think, what, the party's more or less balanced, right? Leaning neither left nor right. Does that give us any bonuses? Yeah, actually, that's not the worst. Having a true centrist National Socialist government. Weird to say that, but kind of right. Well, we're kind of what's happening. Sort of, vaguely. Fuck, what do we want to work on? Our foreign policy looks really interesting, honestly. We could volunteer. If we do this, we can send volunteers. We can't really do that now because we have other shit to worry about. That's interesting. We'll look into that later. A new sun in the east. The spirit of revolution has been all but crushed worldwide. The oppressive German and Japanese regimes seek to smother anything even resembling a possible revolt or revolution. We must act as a counterbalance to their smoldering effect. We will act as a sun to a seed, nourishing the revolutionary spirit and providing sustenance, so it may one day grow into a full-blown revolution. A revolution to encompass the whole world, so that one day all oppressed people may be freed. Such a dream is a ways off, but all it takes to start is a seed and some sunlight. Oh, how sweet. Is Yoruga having a focus tree? Yoruga? Fuck, which one is that again? America recognizes the Omsk government. Oh. Oh, shit. They're recognizing them as a legitimate government. Oh. A surprising move today. The bandit seat. Oh, I don't think so. I know I think there's a sub-mod coming out that is going to give him content. I don't think it's an official TNO thing, though. Authority... Little was previously known about the isolated Siberian state, even by the standards of Russia, but a recent diplomatic mission sent by the Americans found the government to be a very amicable potential partner in the region. State officials have gone ahead of criticism for working with a dictator, Dmitry Yazov, citing him as a developmental authoritarian who is merely acting as a head of a country until Russian unification is complete. Dmitry Yazov has made promises of responsible military action over the unification wars to come, along with a speedy transition to democracy afterwards. Oh, Omsk seems like a nice place to visit, doesn't it? Let's see, what are they doing? We're learning lessons from a gauntlet, ladies and gentlemen. Sure. Responsible. Responsible for thermonuclear holocaust, maybe. We'll go and hire some foreign investors. We'll do that. Mostly that, too. Our economy is moving along. Our expenditure is fucking insane. God damn it. Nixon's entire country is rioting. He's under 400 scandals and probably will be murdered, but he's still interfering in our affairs. I know, the fucking twat. Oh, God. Democracy when I burn the world. A new sun in the east. Well, if they're interfering with our matters, let's interfere in theirs. How about that? Imperialist empires have carved up this planet, exploiting and destroying anything they can get their hands on. The Germans continue to tear down Europe and Africa brick by brick to prop up their dying Reich. Japan has begun a second age of colonialism, turning Asia into a glorified resource deposit for their own gain. America claims to be the last bastion of capitalism in their dark, cruel world, but they too serve the forces of capitalism and cosmopolitanism. They only aid regimes who serve their interests, abandoning anyone who hopes to forge their own path to the wolves. There is no hope for freedom to be found against these nations, no friends to those who wish to liberate their peoples from their enslavement. That changes today. The Soviet Union extends their hand out to all the liberation movements across the world and shall lead them into the light. Russia, too, has seen her people oppressed, her people enslaved, her people slaughtered. Russia has suffered a great deal from pain and bloodshed, but Russia shall rise from the ashes. We shall liberate our people, free them from their shackles, so that we may be the example that other nations aspire to become. To any who desire to see their people freed, place your trust in us to Russia to support your dream. No more shall the free empires lead the world. The people shall be free. Free from capitalism, free from cosmopolitanism, free from oppression. Order socialism is the ideology of liberation. It is the ideology of freedom. Glory to revolution. Honestly, the front should also have the option to send volunteers, given that they are Red Army faction. Do they not have that option? I haven't played. I played as a front a little bit. I never got past the regional unification stage. I'm thinking clandestine services, and then we'll probably get working on some other stuff. Clandestine operations. Russia needs a clandestine transportation and support network. Specifically, Russia needs the ability to move goods covertly. The goods can be anything, be it armaments, valuable metals, industrial machinery. Just needs to be able to send or acquire these goods surreptitiously. As our state grows more powerful, it will have greater need to be able to source items and materials without notice. The goal is to be able to call upon resources which can be plausibly deniable, and difficult to source. There we go. Nixon. He can't even do anything. I think his tree is done. They still have old Lester. God, I think the election events in this side of the world are just fucking broken. Oh no. I'm wondering what's gonna happen in 68. Harrington might clutch something out if the elections can even happen. Although, of course, we have to wait for our man Glenn and cross our fingers and hope that he makes it in. Oh, goddamn, they fucking hate us right now. Goddamn. The proletariat nation. Yeah. Okay, right, we gotta... We'll do the Red Army Reborn. Is Goring going to be fixed in this patch? I think. I don't know. I thought he was supposed to be fixed in the last patch, and he hasn't been. I don't know. The Red Army that once swept across Russia was one that marched with purpose and motivation. I'm gonna chill in Iceland since Thatcher fucked up my own country. Feels bad, man. Yeah, sorry, dude. I mean, technically, you still have Scotland. Though I don't think that's gonna last for much longer, though. An unfortunate reality. Oh, now Thatcher's in the OFN. I've seen this happen a couple times where the event pops up for them to join the faction, and then they join the other faction. Like it happened in my Germany LP, where I got the event that they joined the OFN, and so I thought, okay, that's done. And then I got the invite to invite them to the Einheitspact, and they joined it, and they were in the Unity Pact. So, they need to fix the collaborators. Can't Scotland join the OFN as well? I believe so, yeah. From my understanding, if England and Scotland are in the OFN, though, they'll both be taken out of the faction until they deal with the war. From my understanding, that's how it works. Let's do the Red Army Reborn. The Red Army, once swept across Russia, was one that marched with purpose and motivation. That Red Army marched to spread socialism across Russia. It's important that it is understood that the Red Army never stopped marching. That Red Army is our own today, as our army is nothing more than a continuation of the Red Army that came before it. We share the same principles, the same doctrine, and most importantly, we share a similar ideology, one that we're certain the original Red Army would have marched to, had they been aware of older socialism at the time. Of course. It's the whole thing. I'm right, and anyone who disagrees with me is wrong. We can consolidate some corporations. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine too. Yeah, we'll do that. How's our construction doing? This will be done in January. I'll take that. We're getting ready on the new guns. The new batch of guns. And we got our 20 widths. Aid for the reconstruction. They have 26 divisions. We have 6. Serov stared on with a grim determination as he presided over the largest military march a nation had undergone since the days of a fallen Soviet Union. Or at least that's what he claimed to the procession before him. Behind Serov, a monolith stood, a monument to the ideals of Serov's Russia, a chain of wires hanging between 2 radio towers, upon which 5 mutilated and maimed corpses hung. Of course, how quaint. Before all you, our most fearsome and raucous servants of Russia, hang the ideological manifestation of ordo-socialism, an outline of a threat to our nation, both dissident and traitor. The corpse belonging to those who are neither nationalistic nor believers in Marxist-Leninist philosophy, anarchists, sewers of chaos. The second corpse belonging to nationalists who do not recognize the supremacy of socialism, reactionaries, and tyrants. The third corpse is for those who follow in the footsteps of Marx, Engels, and Lenin, but do not love Russia or its people, revisionists and corruptors of socialism. The fourth corpse is the most tragic of deaths, followers of socialist thought and nationalists who have nevertheless rebelled against our righteous authority. They are contrarians who seek to destroy instead of reform. The fifth corpse is for a hidden threat, those who claim to follow our ideals in full but lie. Their parents and their parents of their parents have imparted upon them reactionary ideals, which goes on to taint them throughout their lives. They are sly. These bourgeois parasites will do whatever it takes to remain alive until the dawning of our Russia, so that they may leech off the state. We must strangle this threat in its cradle. To anyone who had concerns over the behavior of your fellow soldier or citizen, raise your hands. The soldiers glanced at each other, concerned over what their response should be, and saw what Serov wanted of them. I have told you. Raise your hands! Following Serov's call, a wave of raised hands erupted across the procession, and Serov smiled. How many corpses are there? Yeah, the answer to that question is yes. Serov smiled. The Red Army reborn. Ah. Fuck. What do we do next? I gotta decide eventually whether I want to go the left or the right wing. We have state atheism, purge vocal right-wingers from a party, or give them roles within our government. Left. I don't know. This is supposed to be the far right campaign, so that's why I'm divided right now. I'll give it a bit more thought. Let's mend the industry first. Russia's industry lies broken after so many years of bombing and internal wars. However, among the rebel lies an opportunity to create a Russia stronger than ever before. Bukharin was a fool and a traitor for many reasons, but the most important was how he handled our industry. His lack of focus on heavy industry meant that when the time came to fight, we had no factories to forge the implements with which to defend ourselves. We will not repeat his mistakes. Reconstruction and economic reorganization are already underway, and this time we will make sure that heavy industry is front and center at the core of our new economy. We are technically socialists who follow Lenin, technically, but technically Lenin didn't keep in mind that whole hereditary reactionism, whatever it is. The Gibraltar Dam's officially been finished. Good for them. We'll do some poverty relieving programs. The UAE has independence. See, we have the Levantine People's Republic. Over here, we have a... It's actually a solid game right now for Baathist, I'm noticing. What do we want to do? Forging sword and shield and sword. That's a good. We'll go with that. As a great man once said, the only real power comes out the end of a long rifle. Unfortunately, Russia has a severe lack of rifles. In fact, Russia has a severe lack of almost every weapon. Tanks, planes, rifles, and artillery are all in short supply. A similar situation exists within our airfields, naval bases, and defensive fortifications. Simply put, Russia's rather weak right now, and even a relative small invasion force from Germany could topple us. We must rectify this situation. Resources must be put towards building up our military industry to fend off what would-be invaders and secure our border. The UAE always sides with Italy. Not always. I mean, most of my recent games, they've broken off and did the social... excuse me? Guys, I think this save is broken. Oh, please. Is there gonna be another German Civil War? The first German Civil War? Oh my god. I mean, I'll watch on with bated breath right about now. Yeah, base bleed. Very nice. What do we want next? More artillery. Speaking of more artillery, let's go ahead and just put all that to artillery, towards artillery. We'll do some ground dynamics and get rid of those pesky pollution controls. Because, you know, that's what we should worry about. Fucking pollution controls. Those reactionary fucking pollution controls. Our population is growing, and some within our government predict that we will experience a population boom now that Russia is finally stabilizing again. Soon our nutritional needs may well surpass our capacity for production. A number of daring plans and ideals for boosting agricultural yields have been put forward in order to address the problems before it even becomes a real issue. These plans range from clear-cutting forests for more agricultural land to a plan that would divert water from rivers feeding into the Aral Sea to irrigate new farmland. Okay, just get rid of that fucking ocean. Okay, or that ocean, that sea. I mean, hey, they aren't Russian, I guess. Why would we care what happens to them? Let's continue again. Invest more in scientific research. Oh, okay, so, I'm not sure if that's how it's supposed to be right now. Allocate education funding. Large scale ooh, we should probably what do we want to work on? Let's get probably some field hospitals going. Comrade Serov, what about the fish? What about the fish? Actually, Hitler became a zombie, marched in Bormann's office to oppose him, but he slipped over spilled coffee and fell over a staircase and died. Yeah, fair point. What about the fish? Fuck the fish. They're hereditary reactionaries. Invest in some construction, ground dynamics. But we don't eat the fish. But don't we... Oh, wait, don't we eat the fish? You know, stuff like that, Ailey, is going to get you kicked out of the party. And kicked out of your body. Kicked out of this ethereal plane.